edged the Angels 4-3, and Diamonds shut out the Cubs 2-0. Rays shut out the Tigers 3-0. News out of the NFL as they've officially eliminated Pro Bowl games, and the focus will shift to celebrating the honor of a player being a Pro Bowl selection. And the NFL announced the players that commit 3 violations in any of these 5 categories will be suspended 1 game. I'm Brianna Muro.
It's time for the Louisiana National Bank Bleed Tech Blue Radio Show. This is your source for Louisiana Tech sports news. For the next 90 minutes, Bleed Tech Blue Radio goes deep inside football, basketball, and recruiting. Tonight's show on Sports Talk 97.7 is also brought to you by Courtesy Automotive Group, Walpole Tire, Dairy Queen. Text us at 888-993-7762. Here's your host, Ben Carlisle.
Bleed Tech Blue Radio, BC, Nick Brown, John Tabor, Sports Talk 97.7. Appreciate you guys joining us on a new night, Wednesday nights for Bleed Tech Blue Radio throughout the 2026-2027 athletic year. Nick Brown, the new full-time co-host with me. It's good to have you in, pal. How are you?
I tell you what, I do appreciate you asking me, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here. Looking forward to talking Louisiana Tech athletics for the next 90 minutes with you.
Of course, Nick Brown, the host of the Nick Brown Show, Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m., right here on Sports Talk 97.7. A lot to get into you with tonight on Bleed Tech Blue Radio. First off, you can call us. You can text us, 888-993-7762. That's 888-993-7762. Unnamed texter already texted, said we're back. We are back. It's been a long time since we were last on, back in late May, as the Diamond Dogs wrapped up their 2026 season. I want to go ahead and thank our sponsors, Walpole Tire, Southern Ag Credit, Bojangles, Dairy Queen, GBC Life Services, and our newest sponsor, JPJ Investments, which will be sponsoring our buy or sell segment coming up later in the show. A couple other news and notes. If you've ever thought about subscribing to BleedTechBlue.com, there's never been a better time. You can join us 75% off, only $249 a month. You get inside scoop, roster news, depth charts, much more. Plus, you'll be able to get some top tier intel from all the national guys, whether it be Brett McMurphy, Ross Dellinger, Joe Tipton on the basketball side. We've just added David Pollock, former College Game Day host.
Absolutely. Met him at SEC Media Days up in Birmingham. Great guy. Look forward to hearing what he has to say, but just a lot to talk about with Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, first off, the move to Wednesday nights. First and foremost, it's not Taco Tuesday for John Tabor anymore. It's a little unfortunate for him, but maybe it's Wing Wednesday for our boy John Tabor. But to be quite honest with you, it's just a night that works better for us. And when you consider the Louisiana Tech playing Saturday football in the fall, it's an easy move to make.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, you look at all the things that we're doing. Needed a co-host on Wednesday, the Wednesday show. We took over on Sports Talk 97.7 and just leads right into this. So certainly going to enjoy coming to you on Wednesday.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So I wanted to touch on this. Since we were last on the air in late May, there's been a lot going on, not only at Louisiana Tech, but in college athletics as well. On a more somber note, Jason Martin, former Tech equipment manager, passed away
DQ rewards today. Not only you have access to new deals every week, but you can earn DQ points to redeem on your fave eats and treats. The DQ app makes ordering and earning free DQ food just a click away. Plus, you can stay up to date on the latest flavors and easily order your faves with just one-click reordering. Just place an order in the DQ app or scan your phone at the register to earn delicious rewards at participating DQ locations. Only at DQ, where happy tastes good. GBC Behavior Health specializes in providing inpatient care for adults and geriatric patients. If you or your loved one needs inpatient care, GBC provides crisis intervention support, medication management, and therapeutic services in a safe, secure, and compassionate environment. Located at 1001 North 11th Street in Monroe and serving Northeast Louisiana for over 60 years, GBC is here for you. If you want more information on how to access our services, please call 318-304-2448 or find us online at gbcbehaviorhealth.la.
Wake up. Did you know? Wake up and hear what you've been missing. It's the Nick Brown Show. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on 97.7. Follow Nick on Twitter, Facebook, and listen online. Wake up. Join us this Saturday. It's the Nick Brown Show, 8 to 10 a.m. Saturdays on 97.7. You gotta love it. Tech sports, that is. That's why there's Bleed Tech Blue Radio, brought to you by Louisiana National Bank. Call or text the show at 888-993-7762.
888-993-7762. You can call us, you can text us. Justin chimes in, says, let the delusional optimism commence for 2026. Sunbelt champs and a playoff berth. There's also happy belated birthday, Nick Brown.
I certainly appreciate that. And you know what? It's great to have optimism. That is the beauty right now. Every team in college football is undefeated, without a doubt. So you definitely have a shot to win the national title right now.
Well, and you look at it from Tech's perspective. You got a schedule that you can do it with. You got two road Power 4 games. Now, it's going to be tough to win both of them, but if you found a way,
I'm going
to
tell you this, because we talk about the fandom and how we go back on the show. Two of my lowest moments at Louisiana Tech athletic event.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Ken Hatfield in the Rice game.
Okay.
The firework game with Northwestern State.
Oh, yeah. My buddy Schasberger, Kyle Schasberger, voice of the Bulldogs, I was actually talking with him the other day, and he said, everybody always talks about those fireworks, the Northwestern State game. Can you give me some insight? He said, I don't know the story.
Well, I'm going to tell you the insight where I made a mistake, because I never run my mouth about Louisiana Tech athletics.
Except for this game.
I did. Mother-in-law, she finished down in Natchitoches. Sister-in-law finished at Northwestern State. Brother-in-law finished at Northwestern State. In fact, I really want to tailgate. I think we should have a Bleed Tech Blue tailgate spot.
I could.
Coming up from, he's living in Houston now.
The brother-in-law.
And now, he's a Louisiana Tech fan. That one game, he's
a demon.
I ran my mouth at every, because in my family, we get together and eat quite a bit. There's 112 Russells. I'm just telling you. And we get together for every birthday, every Sunday. So, like, I started in the summer. Like, we were at Pensacola Beach, and I said, yeah, look at this. So I pull out my copy of Lindy's. Look at there. Fork 'em demons. You're not forking anything. Yeah, I was going through.
You had to wear it that night.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never been an athletic director. I would have gone and pulled the plug on the fireworks.
I'd have shot them straight into the ground.
I would have said, you know what? What did we pay for these fireworks? $20,000, whatever it is. I would have just unplugged and said, you know what? We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
I hear you.
And then Ken Hatfield and the Rice, they're still running the triple option for over 800.
Yeah, they're still running. All right, what are we getting into tonight? Next segment, buy or sell, presented by a new sponsor, JPJ Investments. It's excited to bring out that new segment. 6:45, 7 p.m. We're putting ourselves on the spot. We're picking the 2026 season for Louisiana Tech. We'd love to hear your thoughts. 888-993-7762. Do you have the Dogs going 10-2? Hopefully you don't have them going 2-10, but maybe something in between. We'd love to hear from you. But, Nick, I wanted to bring this up with you. So I mentioned in the previous segment, those non-conference games, at Kansas, at Mississippi State, at Alabama. I understand the whole got to go on the road, Power 4 opponent, get a paycheck, cash the money, cash the check. It's how you operate from an athletic department standpoint. And you might call me a loser, you might call me non-competitive. That's fine, I'm willing to wear it. I'm that guy that I don't want to play Alabama. I don't want to play Texas, who's on the schedule in 2028 along with Mississippi State. I don't want to play Georgia. I don't want to play Texas A&M. Give me more Baylor, Mississippi State,
Wake Forest.
Arkansas. Give me more mid to lower P4s than the upper echelon guys. And if I have to take $250,000 less dollars, so be it. At least I got a chance to go on the road and pull off the upset. And I understand how it sounds and how it looks.
All right. A few years ago, did Louisiana Tech go on the road to Oxford, Mississippi, and win the game? How many years ago?
That was 15 years ago, but yes, they did.
Okay. At that time, was Ole Miss that lower tier that you're speaking of?
Oh, yeah, they were. Houston Nutt was coaching. Wasn't he on the
I
way
think
out?
Orgeron. I think Ed Orgeron was there.
Okay.
Now, the interesting part, so that is one that could be one.
Now, you go through all of that. I understand what you're saying.
That was Houston Nutt, by the way.
I was in
That Ole Miss team went 2-10.
I was in Jordan-Hare Stadium one year. I think Joe Raymond Peace was head coach of Louisiana Tech. He was an Auburn student at the time. Tommy Joe Eagles, the late Tommy Joe Eagles, had just been named head coach. Louisiana Tech came over and totally outplayed Auburn. You got to understand the SEC officials, and I know you say, "Wait a minute, Brown." It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So when a G6 program goes into an SEC venue and wins, they truly were the better team
That day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have to be and listen, I know it's not as simple as you call Wake Forest and say, hey, we want to play you on September the 14th of 2029 and, send us the contract. I know it's not that simple. But I will say that if I had my preference, I just preferred those lower to mid tier. But, like you mentioned, Mississippi State, Arkansas, they might try to pick off your players. But that's the world we're in.
You got to pick your poison, number one. First of all, we appreciate it. We are on 97.7, also streaming tonight's show. We're working through technical difficulties on the Nick Brown Show YouTube channel. Had a great one. Hangman, I certainly feel your pain. Thank goodness I don't have to live it every day, but that NSU firework game was on his birthday, September 20th. He was there with his wife, who's an NSU grad, and to this day, never hear the end of it. And it doesn't even matter.
Birthday.
Like, Tech wins this year, she's still
No, you still talk about that
moment.
14 game.
Hey, remember that time you shut off the fireworks? How'd y'all do that day?
No. Hey, credit to Ryan Ivey for just blowing the fireworks out at halftime. Like, win, lose, or draw, the fireworks didn't go off after the football game.
I think that was a great decision.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Joey and Rustin chimes in, says Houston Nutt was fired at Ole Miss, but was allowed to coach the rest of the season. The first game he coached after he was fired, homecoming versus Louisiana Tech.
I'm going to throw another one out. Terry Bowden, I was going to Auburn at that time, somehow had the weekend off, went to Auburn. Terry Bowden was fired right before Louisiana Tech came to town, and brother Bill Oliver was the head coach. So Tech is always on the cusp of someone. If Jeff Levy hangs around next year and starts,
that's 2028. I don't know if Levy's going to make it that long.
But see, those are the games I like to go to, though, as well. And here's the thing. I'm going to ask you a question to put you on the spot.
Let's hear it.
Why do sometimes the fans that don't travel to a conference game but will travel to a game you have with the P4 when your appearance in the stands at the conference game
probably matters more?
Matters more.
Well, I think, taking a trip to Tuscaloosa, a team that's won, 7 national championships in the last 20 years, like, for a lot of folks, whether they're Alabama fans or not, it's on the bucket list. Or you've seen the atmosphere at Doak Campbell in Tallahassee. You want to see it for yourself. You've seen what it's like at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge or Jordan-Hare at Auburn.
But
You want to experience, and you're not as interested in Southern Miss to the top.
Well, hey, I'm going to tell you, I would rather go to that game. And by the way, M.M. Roberts Stadium has been renamed Renaissance Stadium.
Oh, that's cool.
Golden Eagles got $13 million.
Selling their souls out.
So Renaissance
To
Stadium.
go 2-10 under Blake Anderson.
Blake Anderson says they're winning the West.
Yeah, Blake Anderson's wrong.
He said his team's won the division, never been picked the year.
Yeah,
they
I think
won
his
it.
quarterback's hurt already.
Yeah, so,
Be a rough
but I would
year in
like to go
Hattiesburg.
there. I would like to see a game at Troy.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I think that you have a portion of your fan base. There's nothing wrong with this, but you have a portion of your fan base that wants to travel to a great environment, and then you have a portion of your fan base. They're the diehard fan, and they want to go watch a Sun Belt Conference football game between
let's
two
face it,
teams
though,
that are pretty evenly matched.
You're more legitimate when you go to Starkville, Mississippi to play in 2028 than you are when you go to play Major Applewhite's Jaguars in Mobile.
Yeah.
I think you feel like you really
feel more legitimate.
More legitimate on that. And, you're going to get more headlines.
Now, I will say this. I'd love to go see Tech and App State in Boone. Like, it's a great G6 atmosphere. They sell it out year in and year out. I want to go see what it's all about. James Madison, same way. Like, there are some great atmospheres in the Sun Belt. Hopefully, when we travel right down I-20 on October 17th, there's a good crowd in Monroe for Tech and ULM.
I think we should go over and do a show, have live look-ins.
Man, you have a lot of tailgating shows that you are planning out this year.
I'm going to tell you, I love college football.
James, he's headed to Mobile. Tech at South Alabama, Halloween. We're going to be dressed as Darth Vader.
I did go to a college football game on Halloween.
Of course you did.
I would say I was in a Marvel character, but you'd have no idea who
No,
it
I don't
was.
watch movies.
No, you don't.
Real quick, before we get out of here, NCAA also passed this past summer. Student athletes, redshirting, no longer a thing. You now get 5 years to play 5 years of competition. There is a number of lawsuits going on around the country with athletes finding judges on the state level granting temporary restraining orders to get additional years of eligibility. Louisiana Tech has, in fact, benefited from it, with running back Andrew Burnett being granted a 6th year of eligibility. Burnett rushed for nearly 500 yards a season ago, 9 touchdowns. I believe he actually started practicing on Monday of this week, maybe Friday of last week. So,
okay, where was he before?
Kaiser University in Florida. And then he went junior college, Kaiser University, Louisiana Tech. Now he's in his 2nd year at Tech. He's actually a 2021 high school grad. So he got a 6th year, but he did not play football in 2022. But since he's a part of this TRO in East Baton Rouge, he has been granted an additional year of eligibility.
Okay, but now he is part. So he's had 4 years of eligibility. He's played. How many years has he played college football?
This will be his 5th if you don't include the.
Okay, so from the restraining order, and you go through and you get into play. I don't have a problem with that. The problem that I look with that is, what if you were the guy, he's now in front of you?
Oh, yeah.
And like, does that disrupt the continuity of the locker room?
That's
a concern. I mean, that's
yeah, it has to be.
I mean, if the player's good, you want to come in,
Sure.
play everybody.
Help you win, yeah.
But does that
wonder about that dynamic?
Does that weaken what you've been doing in the offseason? Because, hey, this guy can come in,
Hey, you look at a guy right down the road here at Ruston High School, Dylon Brooks, redshirt freshman, 2nd-year guy, looked like he was earning playing time, and then a guy like this walks in the room, and I'm not saying that they're not getting along, whatever, but like a guy like that, a local example, like you're asking questions. But that's up to Sonny Comey and his staff to get those things figured out to how to most effectively manage it.
Yeah, and at the end of the year, if you're in a bowl game and this guy ran you to a conference
Nobody's gonna
championship,
care.
No one cares. That's right.
Let's go ahead and take your next time out. We come back. Buy or sell, presented by JPJ Investments. Be back right after this.
Here's your weather forecast from Red Peach Radio. A mix of clouds and sun today with a stray shower or thunderstorm possible and a high of 97. For this evening, variable clouds with showers and scattered thunderstorms. Storms more numerous this evening. Some of them can contain strong and gusty winds with a low of 74. Our chance of rain this evening is around 40%. For tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions with a high of 93. And for tomorrow evening, a few clouds from time to time and a low of 72.
It's bow time. When mornings are hectic, your breakfast doesn't have to be. Head to Bojangles where you can grab 2 sausage and egg biscuits for just $5. A sizzling sausage patty and a fluffy egg inside a golden made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. It's the perfect start to your busy day. And when they're 2 for $5, that means you get double the protein and double the flavor. All on our legendary made-from-scratch biscuits. Order in the app or head to Bojangles today. It's Bo time.
If you're pining to invest in timberland, lumber on over to southernagcredit.com or just give them a call. At Southern Ag Credit, we finance land in the country for virtually any purpose. From timberland investment property to hunting and fishing camps, farming and agribusiness, country living, or just living it up in the country. So visit southernagcredit.com today. The best financing in the country.
In Ruston, call Brooks Hall at Southern Ag Credit, 255-6539.
GBC Behavior Health specializes in providing inpatient care for adults and geriatric patients. If you or your loved one needs inpatient care, GBC provides crisis intervention support, medication management, and therapeutic services in a safe, secure, and compassionate environment. Located at 1001 North 11th Street in Monroe and serving Northeast Louisiana for over 60 years, GBC is here for you. If you want more information on how to access our services, please call 318-304-2448 or find us online at gbcbehaviorhealth.la.
Don't have time to keep up with Louisiana Tech sports the way you'd like to? No worries, just listen to Bleed Tech Blue Radio. Call or text the show at 888-993-7762.
Bleed Tech Blue Radio, BC. Nick Brown, John Tabor, Sports Talk 97 points segment 7. Going to play a little buy or sell presented by JPJ Investments for over 40 years. JPJ Investments has helped families plan for the future, located in Shreveport, owned and operated by Louisiana Tech grads Rob Harper, a certified financial planner and fellow Tech alum, handles it all. Investment planning, retirement planning, tax planning, and estate planning. One trusted advisor guiding you through every stage of your financial life. At JPJ, it's about peace of mind, confidence, and trust you can count on. Call Rob today at 318-222-8999. That's 318-222-8999. Or visit jpjinvestments.com. JPJ Investments, planning your future the Louisiana Tech way. So, buy or sell, if you want to play with us, 888-993-7762. We got 5 questions that we're going to go through on this Wednesday night. Let's start right here. Buy or sell. Next segment, we're getting into picking the schedule. John Tabor, you're playing 2. You old grump. Buy or sell. Tech beats its Sunbelt West preseason ranking of 4th place. That's Nick Brown.
You go through.
Who's in the West?
Yeah, Tech.
I'm going to pull it up. Tech, Southern Miss, ULM,
ULL,
Lafayette.
Troy, South Alabama, Arkansas State.
Okay, so the 3 Louisiana teams, Troy, South Al, and Southern Miss.
Yes. I'm going to say
an Ark State.
All right, so
this feels dirty, but I think it's a push.
You're going 4th. I think they finish higher.
Well, how much? So you're buying?
I'm buying. I'm definitely buying.
Oh,
I'm holding.
Okay. Y'all gonna make me answer?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You're the host of the show.
Say a 2-way tie for 3rd place.
Okay, that would be.
Boy, I thought I took a. I thought I sat on the fence.
Actually, that's kind of how I feel about it too.
Okay, I kind of like y'all. I like that better. Yeah,
I think that is a buy.
Buy or sell. This is what's going to blow your mind. When I was looking at this earlier today, I could not believe it. Louisiana Tech, per LaTechSports.com, has not eclipsed 20,000 fans at a home game since defeating North Texas 52-17 on November 9th, 2019. We've hyped up increased fan interest with the move to the Sun Belt. Will it lead to more than 20,000 fans at the Joe for at least one game in 2026?
All right, first of all, you come in last year, there are no more Tuesday night games.
Correct. 6 Saturdays.
You now have
That helps a
you
lot.
have now opponents that are familiar. I think if it's going to happen,
It's Army or ULL?
Army or ULL, perhaps if Blake Anderson is coaching better than what the record
Yeah,
predicts
Southern
for
Miss
him,
is relevant.
I'll
Yep.
give you have 3 opportunities to do that. Southern Miss, ULL, Army. But do they do it if the season is
Are
going?
you wanting a yes or a no, or
I
are you
want
wanting
a
a
buy
number?
or sell. Buy over 20,000 one game. Sell
I'm buying.
what game? Here's the thing. I think from a purely a competitive standpoint, a quality of opponent, Army's your best home game. But you're also likely.
I think it's ULL.
Okay. I think Cajun fans travel well.
And if Tech, I'm not even going to say beats Army, but is competitive, it's a good ball game, that'll help.
You're buying.
I
Okay.
think Army will be close.
Okay, I think Army is going to be on the cusp of the 20,000
Yeah, I do
mark.
too.
Now,
18, I'll say 18.
here's the thing, and it'll get to my prediction. It's going to be a big if. If Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns, are living up to their lofty expectations,
Yeah, you
picked
got a
second
chance to
in
have
the
two
West,
good programs.
I think it will be Lafayette if it happens, but you're not going to like the way I think the Bulldogs start the season. You're going to like the way they finish, but the way I think it starts.
You're selling.
What do you think?
I'm selling.
1 and 3 coming into Lafayette?
Yes.
That's where I'm at too. Not to spoil the next couple
I think if they
of
come,
segments,
I think if they
boys,
come in 2 and 2,
you got a chance.
you're seeing and Lafayette comes in 3 and 1.
Darian Johnson says, "What's the day of the Army game? Saturday, October the 3rd. Comes off a bye week, the 26th, following the Baylor game on the 19th. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this one.
484.
Here, you know why I'm
18.
going to sell it? Let's go back to Southern Miss a season ago, non-conference game at the Joe. I thought Tech fans did a brilliant job. I think we came on these airwaves and said that, both following the game and following week on Bleed Tech Blue Radio. I think Tech fans showed. I thought Southern Miss, their fan participation driving from Hattiesburg was pretty poor. I have no reason to believe Lafayette fans are that invested in what Michael Desormeau's building. So for that reason, I'm going to sell it. Darian says that a night game versus Army. Tapes, do you have that pulled up? Has the game time been announced for that? I'd imagine it's a 6:30 kick other way.
Still TBA.
Okay, so game time for that one has not been announced. All right, buy or sell?
Both are TBAs.
Okay. Outside of LSU, Louisiana Tech will finish with the best record among FBS football teams in Louisiana.
Sell. You
I'm
got
on
too
sell.
low. Yeah,
That's
Oh, you like Will Hall, do you?
I do.
Really?
I think there's enough left over.
I no, not Will Hall. I think there's the cupboard is not
Yeah,
bare. I think
there's
Summerall-
enough left over
yeah,
in the
Summerall
cupboard.
didn't leave the cupboard.
Guys, I'll be
bare.
real honest. I think if you get to 6-6, you got a chance.
All right, we'll look at you. You'll bring up Tulane's record, Tulane's season.
You want to look at their
Yeah,
schedule?
because I think it's going to be Tulane.
Okay. Let me pull
mean,
up the green
Love
one.
them or hate them. If ULL 8-4 is not out of their realm of possibility.
No, that's fair. All right, Tulane at Duke,
L
host South Alabama,
Win.
dub
at Kansas State,
Loss.
probably an L
host Southern Miss,
Win.
dub. So
2
2 and 2.
at Army,
Win.
I'm gonna say L.
3-2.
host Memphis,
They get back on track. Dub.
4-2.
I got 3 and 3.
host UTSA,
Dub.
5-2.
at Charlotte,
6-2.
host Tulsa,
7-2.
at Rice,
8-2.
host North Texas,
9-2.
Dub.
at South Florida.
Loss.
L.
9-3.
I got 8-4.
We got 9-3.
Now, maybe I'm the low guy on Will Hall.
It's not really more.
Yeah, it's
No,
not
no,
real
no,
hard.
he put
Is it
Frank
a-
Gore Jr.
It's that he's got a very
Right.
solid foundation. that
Solid,
he's-
yes.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to sell it as well. I was just arguing back, boys. Buy or sell. A Louisiana Tech skill player will score 10-plus touchdowns
Bye.
in 2026. Last happened when Trey Harris caught 10 touchdowns in 2022.
I'm going to buy.
I want to buy. Is it a local product?
Yes,
We're thinking the same thing.
we are.
Who's your local product?
Dylon.
No, he's going
Yes.
for 10-plus touchdowns. That'd
Yes,
be a
he
heck
is.
of a story.
He just goes forward, man.
He let me tell you.
He goes forward
I
with
wanna
the
That'd
football.
be a heck of a story. I like it.
I want to tell you, I've covered a lot of running backs, and you go through, and Dylon's the type of guy that if you get to know him, every single person will pull for that guy. You came by, I went over, and it was.
I don't know how many will be more than 30 yards.
No, it's going to be.
But from
he is
inside
a-
the 5, inside the 10,
He is
he's going to make a
he's
living.
He's a bull in the china shop. He runs over people, and that's exactly when you get to the goal line.
He's your
you-
guy in the red zone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will tell you, man, he's the type of guy you pull for. You see, he's the guy that'll run across the street to hug your neck because he's just a really good kid. I think so. I think
Ah,
that's
you've
gonna be
convinced
He doesn't
me. I'm
dodge
buying.
traffic. He runs through it.
No,
Yeah.
you've convinced me. I'm buying it. Dylon Brooks, 12 touchdowns. All right, last one before we get to our season predictions. Next segment. Buy or sell. Blake Baker becomes the first Tech quarterback to throw for more than 2,500 yards through the air since Jamar Smith
I
did so
swear
in
to
2019.
God, that's the exact number I had in my head.
Hey, that is an absurd stat at Louisiana Tech.
I'm gonna buy.
Tech hadn't had a quarterback start all 12 games in the regular season since 2018.
And history has a way of repeating itself. So for that reason alone, I'm selling.
I think that's why I'm selling.
I'm optimistic that
Not that I'm like telling you there's
I'm
going to be an
I'm taking
injury,
the
but
injuries off the table.
Sure.
He's going to play.
Well, if he's
You're right.
healthy, I
If
think
he-
he eclipses it.
Right. That's what if he's healthy, I think it definitely can be achieved. But I don't wish injury
In
on
this
anyone.
era of college football, it's just rare to make through 12 games.
Correct.
And you look at the gauntlet early in the year with LSU Baylor.
How many short weeks?
We're going to get to that in the next segment. Tech doesn't have any short weeks this year. They're playing 12 straight Saturdays, Nick Brown.
But
Saturday football.
Didn't you have an article that was kind of based on that?
No, we're
Yeah.
about to hear about
That
it.
they got
I read
called
it.
bad journalism.
I read it.
Yeah, I don't understand how that was bad
I didn't know you were a
journalism.
journalist, but okay.
Who called it bad journalism?
No, a comment on the
Message board fodder.
yeah, it sounds a bad journalist. I'm just trying to give some intel into the schedule.
I think it's great.
Let's go ahead and take next time out. We come back, taking a look at the first half of Louisiana Tech's 2026 schedule. Listen to Bleed Tech Blue Radio, Sports Talk 97.7. For over 40 years, JPJ Investments has helped families plan for the future. Located in Shreveport, owned and operated by Louisiana Tech grad Rob Harper, a certified financial planner and fellow Tech alum, handles it all. Investment planning, retirement planning, tax planning, and estate planning. One trusted advisor guiding you through every stage of your financial life. Call Rob today at 318-222-8999 or visit jpjinvestments.com. JPJ Investments, planning the future.
Industrial Drive in Ruston, where quality collision repair begins.
When I opened American Mattress Outlet 9 years ago, my goal was to bring something to the community that we didn't have. I've been careful not to follow trends, but to make sure my products are the best. That only improves in year 9 with the addition of Helix Sleep. Made in America, Helix makes their own foams, rolls their own coils, and hand assembles every mattress to ensure the highest quality. I love my Helix, and you will love yours too. Come by and see for yourself at American Mattress Outlet in West Monroe. You don't have to go into debt to get a great night's sleep.
I remember the moment.
Remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment. As long as I live.
As long as I live. A storage tank ruptured, and for miles, chemicals were pushing up against the riverbanks.
This was a big, big deal, and it was going to have a serious impact on communities up and down the river.
I remember the moment this local guy came up to me and said, "They call the guard out for this stuff?"
You probably thought we were all about hurricanes, tornadoes, fighting Mother Nature.
Hey, it's a chemical spill. It's a disaster.
It affects the water supply, thrittens wildlife.
We're talking about the health of entire communities and people's livelihoods.
You bet we're ready for these kinds of things.
We were out there with booms to prevent the spill from expanding.
We're responsible for protecting and monitoring the sensitive wetlands.
I also remember the moment that same guy came up to me and said, I don't know what we would have done if they hadn't called the guard up.
Learn more about how you can protect your friends, families, neighbors, and the environment. Everything that makes up your community. Go to NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Louisiana National Guard, aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
You gotta love it. Tech sports, that is. That's why there's Bleed Tech Blue Radio, brought to you by Louisiana National Bank. Call or text the show at 888-993-7762. Want to find stuff out about tech sports your neighbor doesn't know? Keep it right here on Bleed Tech Blue Radio, brought to you by Louisiana National Bank. Call or text the show at 888-993-7762.
Want to thank our sponsors, Walpole Tire, Southern Ag Credit, Bojangles, Dairy Queen, GBC Life Services, and JPJ Investments. All right, boys, it's time to get into the 2026 schedule and our predictions. First off, so Tech went 8-5 season ago, won the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl against Coastal Carolina. Fast forward to the 2026 schedule. Here's some nuggets. 8 teams on the schedule played in a bowl game last year. From September 20th through October 30th, Louisiana Tech will not leave I-20. That is over a month, 40 days that Louisiana Tech will not leave I-20. 2026 schedule features 2 first-year head coaches, Lane Kiffin at LSU, Blake Anderson at Southern Miss. Tech will host Army and Old Dominion for the first time in program history. I can't believe Tech never hosted ODU during their 8-9 year run as conference mates in Conference USA.
I bet we went out there though.
Oh, at least 2 or 3 times. We'll rekindle some rivalries. First time meeting UL Monroe since 2000. First time meeting UL Lafayette since 2015. And
that's the one that surprises me. I didn't realize it had been now 11 years since we played the Cajuns.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I was there. Okay, here's what's crazy.
Jeff Driscoll went off on the Cajuns.
I was there at that game.
God bless Kenneth Dixon.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Funny story about that. I got to tell really fast.
Let's hear it. No, you got time.
We're in Prejean's eating,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not have a parking pass. And these guys were like, UL, they had all their UL gear on. I said, man,
UL.
I can't believe there's a lot of Cardinal fans here. He said, oh, no, we're the Raging Cajuns. I said, no, UL, like Louisville, right? He's like, man, what a jerk. He said,
oh, man, that's what this is all about.
What it's about.
And then he proceeds to tell me, hey, man, you got a parking pass? I said, no. He goes, I got plenty.
You know what? Fair play on that.
Yeah, and you know what? He didn't even charge me for it.
Well, you saw just last week before.
Did you get his name and contact by any chance?
I did not, because we were at a urinal.
I was. That would be a little. Hey, buddy, can I have your phone?
Can I get your number?
Guys urinating and
offer to buy them lunch when they come up here.
And that was good. And then Army, I went out to the Cotton Bowl.
Oh, that was a brutal game.
It was raining.
Oh, yeah, it was brutal.
You know,
and they ran for about 9,000 yards.
The best thing about that, and here's the crazy thing. You remember Big Tex, the big statue?
Yeah, that was Skipper's first year.
I bought one.
Yeah, State Fair.
I bought the. I have it on my desk at school. I'm so proud of this thing. I leave and sub comes in. I come back. Big Tex has been decapitated.
What?
It's like one of the. But I will tell you, if you've ever listened to the show, Fletcher's Corn Dogs.
Yeah.
Absolutely the best corn dog I've ever had was at the State Fair of Texas.
Man, that was a brutal game. I don't want to remember it. All right, you mentioned my article I put out about Tech's schedule. Tech will play 8 conference games in 2026. 5 of Tech's 8 conference opponents will get at least 2 extra days of rest. Now,
that's a problem.
I don't know if that's significant or not, but it's just a fact. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and bang on the Sun Belt, but Judy used to send Tech out on the road for the conference opener every year.
Always playing the number 2 team in the division or the number 1. And I asked about that. I asked when we went to Conference USA Media Day, you would have thought I accuse him of food poisoning. I just said, like, the schedule comes out. I just find it very odd that Louisiana Tech always opens on the road with the team picked to win or finish second in the division.
No, it was ridiculous. And listen, I'm not saying this is going to be a trend from the Sun Belt, but I think it's important to take note of it.
Well,
Like,
it's your first year.
It's your first year.
You should absolutely. You've got to earn your medal, and
Correct.
you've got to go through. And that's. Hey, I totally get it, but you know what? I'm glad to have that problem in the Sun Belt and not Conference USA.
ESPN FPI projects Tech to win 5.6 games. Look at various sporting books. Bulldogs over/under 5.5 wins. Eljar Ernie text in, says Dogs win one they shouldn't, lose one they shouldn't. 9-4 with an Indy Bowl win to cap things off. All right, here we go, boys. 10 days from tonight, we'll be kicked off at the Joe. The Demons of Northwestern State, led by Blaine McCorkle, will come to Ruston. Demons, unfortunately, 1-30 in their last 31 contests. They'll actually play tomorrow night against Louisiana Christian in their season opener. Tech's an early 42-point favorite. How do you see this one play now?
Number one, Louisiana Tech wins the game. I don't know if they win it by 42.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot.
I think we can schedule fireworks.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we can.
pretty sure.
I agree, yeah. So
I'm with Nicholson. I think they win by 4 touchdowns.
I think they win 28 points. I think they do. 28-point victory over
I'll
the Demons.
say 42-6. That doesn't cover, but it's still a healthy win.
I say 42-13, 42-14.
So we're kind of in that same.
42-14.
Trying to see
same
if
mindset.
Northwestern State played a Division I opponent last year.
Surely they played somebody. They got to make some money.
Yeah, looking real. Yes. Actually played Minnesota, lost 66-0. Played Cincinnati the following week. Got beat 70-0.
That's brutal.
Yes.
Listen, they're
Yeah, but I mean,
rebuilt.
that floated their entire athletic program.
For sure.
For probably 2 to 3 years.
Week 2 on the road down in Baton Rouge, taking on LSU for a second straight year. New head coach Lane Kiffin takes over an LSU team that went 7-6 a season ago. Tigers have what, a $50 million roster here in 2026.
Yeah, and there have been some
just call
national.
it 60. What the heck?
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, what the heck?
Tech lost 23-7 last year down in Baton Rouge.
National publications are saying this could be a trap game for LSU. I don't see it. That's a loss for the Bulldogs.
I think national publications want it to be a trap game for
Oh,
LSU.
you think they're anti-LSU? Don't blame them. Here's my thing. Obviously, I don't think Tech wins the football game. But if things get away from Tech, I'm going to be real ticked off if Kiffin tries to run this thing up.
I think that is.
And he's the type of guy that will. And I'll be real pissed off after that.
So 1-1 on the season, traveling to Waco.
Do you have a line
Of LSU game?
Or Baylor.
For LSU. Have they
No, I do
posted
not.
it yet?
No,
Okay. I mean, this feels like 37-7.
Okay.
If I'm being honest.
I mean, I'm not saying I love it, but like,
No, I'm
it's also not
I
the
don't
worst
either.
thing in the world.
44-10.
Okay.
Same thing.
Same ballpark.
I'll just say this. I will not be happy if LSU runs it up.
Earlier in the show,
Would
you
you-
talked
Hopefully
about.
they don't have a chance.
Would you be happy with last year's performance?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's
would
the
too.
thing. You talked about, Scott, me for interrupted. You talked earlier in the show today. We were on from 3 to 7:30. You talked about, is there enough ball to go around?
Well, this is the type of
These,
game they
these
try
are the type
to.
of games, and so we will know, and it will be indicative of, all the situation going on. So I think that if the locker room deems it necessary to run the score up, and you know what I mean by that, not
Yes.
the locker rooms are saying, hey, coach, let's score another touchdown, like there are not enough touches for a guy.
They're going to
that-
try to force feed some guys the
Correct.
football.
I think so, yes.
Following week, September the 19th, Louisiana Tech was last scheduled to go to Baylor in 2020. COVID canceled that one. Tech travels to Waco to take on the Baylor Bears. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff on ESPN+. I'd imagine it'll be a little bit toasty. Dave Aranda on a bit of a hot seat down in Waco. Bears went 5-7 a season ago, so they're not in that group of 8 bowl teams that Tech will play from last season.
No, and I think this is one that how bad were the wounds from Baton Rouge. And I told you wouldn't like what I had to say. I have Louisiana Tech starting the season 1-3.
Okay, so you're taking an L.
Yes.
You know, I think this is a game where, and I know Baylor's going to play a couple football games before they play Tech, but I'm not a huge believer in DJ Lagway. For some reason, the algorithm on the social media is getting a lot of Baylor talk on my feed. They think they're going to be good. I don't know if they'll be that good. I think this is a game that could be pretty competitive into the third quarter. Baylor probably wins, 34-17, 34-20, somewhere in that range.
Baylor's picked 56 by Lindy's Magazine. Louisiana Tech in the hundreds, so by that they're 2-1. Now this is a game. You look at the opening season. Baylor opens with Auburn in Atlanta. That is one that John Cohen, the athletic director from Auburn, moved that one. A lot of people aren't happy about it because you're taking a home stadium and make it said to be a neutral site, but more Auburn fans in that area. I think Baylor starts 0-1. They defeat Prairie View A&M in week 2, and I think they come into this game 1-1. So you really won't know much about Baylor after that, but I think that this is one that someone mentioned it on the text line about stealing a game. If it's close late, then this is one that could be one that you steal on the road.
Dave, what you got?
I don't think Baylor's going to be very good either, probably 6-6. I think they'll be just good enough to win Tech. I think Tech will cover, though.
Okay, I like it. Bye week.
27 27-14.
Okay.
Something.
A little low-scoring affair. Taking the under.
Taking the under.
Bye week September 26th before the Bulldogs return home October the 3rd. Perhaps the biggest swing game on the schedule. Army comes to town. Jeff Monken's Knights went 7-6 a season ago. Do return their starting quarterback, Kel Helms. I'll let you guys go first.
I will go first. I think here's the thing. We talked about you bringing in a name recognition. A name recognition in Army. That is one that fans should turn out for. I think you talk about stealing one between Baylor and Army. It's going to have to have one of these two. Unfortunately, I don't see it happening here. Army comes in, very physical team, and the quarterback.
It's a tough brand of football to play against.
Tough brand of football to play against. It's one that now the beauty of that is you do have the bye week before. You're going to see an offense that you don't see that often.
Yes, you get a little extra time.
Yes, so this is one you could steal if you steal it. If you're going to steal one, I have them stealing this one. So I have Louisiana Tech 1-3 after the first 4.
Tapes.
2-2.
Give me some thievery.
Oh, taking the dogs, huh?
Tech with a field goal to win it at the buzzer.
Okay, here's my concern against Army. I mentioned the
I think it's either going to be a close win or it's going to get ugly the other way.
I mentioned the starting quarterback, Kel Helms, returning for Army. Excuse me. Helms rushed for 1,223 yards, 18 touchdowns this season. I don't like when service academies return their quarterback.
No.
You talk Army 7-6. They were 7-3 with this kid at quarterback. Won at Kansas State. It wasn't the same team that lost in week 1 to Tarleton last year.
No.
They were a different team when he came in there. Not only did they win at Kansas State, lost in overtime to an 11-win North Texas team, lost by 7 at Tulane, a team that went to the playoff, beat UTSA and beat UConn by 30 in the bowl game. Like, they were a different team, and that's what concerns me and why I'm taking Army to beat the Bulldogs.
Here's what is so funny about this. Go a little bit deeper. You look at Jeff Monken, the head coach of Army. You think about the discipline of the Army recruits, the Army players.
Well, there's no transfer portal either.
And then there's Todd. Todd's at Cleveland. Could you have any opposites like, hey, you want to join my staff? Todd, they're cousins. You want to join my staff? No, thank you.
Sure don't.
No, don't.
Stay with Deshaun and Shador. Let's go ahead and take our next time out. We come back. We're diving in Sunbelt Conference play. Raging Cajuns come to Ruston October the 10th. We'll preview it next. You're listening to Bleed Tech Blue Radio, Sports Talk 97.7.
When your garage isn't big enough for all your outdoor gear, it might be time to look for some wide open spaces, like your own piece of the outdoors. At Southern Ag Credit, we finance rural land for virtually any purpose. From timberland investment property to hunting or fishing, farming and agribusiness, country living, or just living it up outdoors. So visit southernagcredit.com today. The best financing in the country.
In Ruston, call Brooks Hall at Southern Ag Credit, 255-6539.
Hey DQ fans, do you want access to exclusive deals? Then download the DQ app and sign up for the DQ rewards today. Not only you have access to new deals every week, but you can earn DQ points to redeem on your fave eats and treats. The DQ app makes ordering and earning free DQ food just a click away. Plus, you can stay up to date on the latest flavors and easily order your faves with just one-click reordering. Just place an order in the DQ app or scan your phone at the register to earn delicious rewards at participating DQ locations. Only at DQ, where happy tastes good.
Gins Auto Body Ruston, North Louisiana's premier auto body service center on Industrial Drive in Ruston, where quality collision repair begins.
The days until kickoff continue to dwindle away for TAC football. The Bulldogs' first season of pigskin in the Sun Belt starts September 5th with 4 non-conference games against Northwestern State, at LSU and Baylor, and home to Army. And you can hear it all on Big C Country, Z 107.5. Then, rivalries will be renewed in a league that earned its first ever berth into the CFP and sent the most teams bowling from a non-autonomy conference for a 4th consecutive year. Big Boy football returns to the Pine Woods of Northern Louisiana on Big C Country, Z 107.5.
You're listening to North Louisiana's 50,000-watt sports power. KNBB, Dubach, Ruston, Monroe, Sports Talk 97.7.
You gotta love it. Tech sports, that is. That's why there's Bleed Tech Blue Radio, brought to you by Louisiana National Bank. Call or text the show at 888-993-7762.
Man, welcome back to Bleed Tech Blue Radio. Got a lot of texts, man. The most intelligent audience in all of sports radio. Lee chiming in. Kiffin will run it up by 50-point game. Baylor by 42. Army in a close game. So, right, it's different ways to get there.
Yeah.
But I think now.
Let's find out how we get there.
Yes.
October the 10th, Michael Desermo brings his Cajuns and a quarterback named Lunch. ULL went 6-7 in 2025. What you got?
I think this is one of the thievery games. Louisiana Tech wins it to improve the record to 2-3.
Yeah, I got to win here, too. I think it's a toss-up game. I can't quite figure out why ULM's over-under is 7.5 in terms of ULL's over-under 7.5. It seems a bit optimistic to me. I know their schedule's not that daunting. I'm going to pull it up real quick.
Well,
Raging, oh, you got it?
No, Hangman chiming in. I do have their schedule right here. He says that ULL will probably be at worst. They'll be 3-2 because of outside of play.
At
USC.
worst, yeah. You look at their start. They play Lamar.
Yeah, USC and UAB.
And then Charlotte. I mean, they're going to start 3-1 before they host Arkansas State. There's a possibility they could come to Ruston 4-1.
New head coach at UAB and Mortensen. And
Charlotte's terrible.
Charlotte's terrible, so they're definitely 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. They're 3-1
going to play Butch Jones.
Yeah. So 3-2 at
maybe
worst.
That's why they're
3-2 or 4-1.
Before they
schedule.
come here.
Yes.
Yeah. October, Taves, you taking a win against ULL or an L?
Well, he's got him beating Army. Certainly, if he has Tech beating Army, he's going to be. He just said that because he's a Navy guy. That's why he picked.
Yeah, he's anti-Army.
He's anti-Army.
Look. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story here.
Pick the game.
We'll Tech by 3.
Okay, fair enough. 3-2 for you.
27-24.
I've got Tech at 2-3. He says 3-2. You've got 2-3 as well.
So we've all three got them beating the Cajuns.
Yes, of course. October the 17th, Tech travels to Monroe. This is the first of 5 games in which opponents will have extra rest. Brian Vincent's Warhawks have a bye week before they host Louisiana Tech on October 17th. Warhawks went 3-9 in 2025.
Going to be the most electric atmosphere quite some time.
This may seem bold. I think it's far and away the most important game of Sonny Cumbie's career.
I think you're 100% correct. And I'm going to go back last year. I had an opportunity to go to a lot of Louisiana Tech, ULM athletic events in other sports. Left a bad taste in your mouth as ULM took care of business in baseball.
What? Let's be honest here, and I'm not bagging on ULM, and I'm not bagging on Tech, but for whatever reason, this game means way more to ULM than it's meant to Tech for a number of years.
And I think that's
regardless of sport.
You look at it now, and this is one where that mindset can't be involved.
It can't happen.
Now, if you're Louisiana Tech, you can't look over the week you had before. And here's the thing: it's got to be concerned. You have 2 games where you got to be amped up. 2 of your biggest rivalries. That's what you wanted. You want to be in the Sun Belt. You got 2 rivalries back to back. You got to be amped up, and so you got to take it over to Monroe and be ready to play this one. And I think I don't think the crowd's going to disappoint. I think both groups are going to be well attended. It's going to be a close one. I have Louisiana Tech pulling it out.
I do too. I think it's going to be a tight, low-scoring game.
I think scared of making that mistake, playing it close to the vest, and I think you're right.
Yeah.
Dogs by 10. 27-17.
Okay.
I now have the record at 3-3 for Louisiana Tech.
Same here. Tabes is
4-2.
Wow, 4-2.
Well, the Army game's the only place that any of us have differed from anywhere else.
Yeah. October 24th, homecoming at the Joe. Old Dominion comes to town. Ricky Ronnie's club went 10-3, 2025. New quarterback Quinn Hennicle. A lot like their old quarterback, Colton Joseph. More of a runner than a thrower. I'll go first. I think this is an L. I think Ronnie's figured it out. Old Dominion's got some money. They got a talented roster. Hennicle played well in the bowl game. Backup quarterback was a starter at Washington State last year. I just think Old Dominion wins this one.
I'm going to look at their schedule prior to playing Louisiana Tech. They open up with Norfolk State. Then they're at Virginia Tech, host East Carolina, host James Madison, at Georgia State, at App State, host Georgia Southern. I think the travel does them in. They got Marshall afterwards. This is one of the ones. I've got Louisiana Tech, Willem 1. This is a steal.
So you think this is a banana peel for ODU?
I do.
Okay.
I'd love it for it to be. I'm leaning ODU.
Oh, Monarch.
That school I felt's always been kind of a sleeping giant on our level.
Well, I don't know if Tech's ever beat them that much.
Man, there's so much talent in the Hampton Roads area. It was always just getting the right guy to kind of get support and get players.
By the way, their first coach, Bobby Wilder, is
your buddy.
Yeah.
Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, he's a Golden Eagle.
Yeah.
I didn't say to the top because Tennessee Tech is not to the top.
October 31st, it's Halloween. We're going trick-or-treating in Mobile, Alabama on the Bay. Dogs travel to Major Applewhite's Jags.
Before you move on, where are we at? I'm at 4-3.
I'm at 3-4.
I'm at 4-3 as well.
Dogs travel to South Alabama October 31st. Applewhite's Jags went 4-8 last year. Bishop Davenport, sneaky good quarterback. How do you see this one playing out?
I had the thief of the game against ODU, Major Applewhite, and the Jaguars pull it out to drop the Bulldogs to 4-4.
Ooh, you really liked Applewhite at Sunbelt Media Days, didn't you?
I did, but I'm telling you, and as a lot of listeners have talked about, Tech is going to steal one and lose one. I think this is the one that you should have won, but you lose.
Yeah, Army was my steal game. I'm with Nick. This feels like an L.
Wow, I got a dub.
You got a dub.
Yeah.
We're all at 4-4.
Yeah, we're all at 4-4. I got a professional performance on the road at South Alabama. Can you do it 2 weeks in a row? November the 7th, travel to West Division favorite Troy.
Loss.
I
think Troy's really good. Now
Yeah,
I
I do
got a
too.
loss here.
Now you got 4 and 5.
And I'm afraid it may not look good.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried. I just Troy's got the powerful edge rusher that had like 12 sacks last year. They got the 2 good quarterback. Troy's talented, man. They're a good Sun Belt program.
Is that the game that causes Blake to finish under 2,500?
Never know. November 14th, to the top. Blake Anderson brings his Golden Eagles to Ruston.
Got to win. Bulldogs moved to 5-5.
I'm with Nicholson. I think he bounced back. Get a dub.
Same here. Got a dub. Following week, bowl eligibility on the line for all 3 of us. Butch Jones and the Arkansas State Red Wolves come from Jonesboro, Arkansas.
All right, so here's where I have. It's going to, one of these last 2, it's going to be a split. It is.
Does this feel like a coin flip?
It does. I think it feels like a coin. You look at Arkansas State, they're picked 3rd in the Western Division. This could be the one where we talked about being a tie. I don't know how it's going to play out. Yes, I'm going to take the coward way out and say between the last 2, The Bulldogs split 1-1 to go 6-6 on the year. I don't know if they lose to Helton and Georgia Southern or Arkansas State, but they're going to win one of the two.
They're going to split the last two. All right.
I'm not going to say the words, but I think Tech finds a way to lose.
No, you don't want to say Tech on
Tech. You don't say, okay.
I'm not going to.
Right.
I got Tech winning against Arkansas State, losing the following week on the road at Georgia Southern.
I'm the other way around.
You got to win it.
I think
they 5-6 and they find a way.
Yep.
Okay, good on you.
Get bowl eligible.
So Tapes has got.
I got 6-6.
4-4 in the league though. We got 6-6, 5-3 in the league.
Correct.
Here's my thing. First off, I think Georgia Southern's going to be pretty good if Max Johnson's healthy. I think they got a chance to win the East.
I just can't get past them running the triple option all those years.
Oh, they don't. They run the spread.
I know.
But here's my thing. I think there's 3 coin flip games on this schedule. ULL at home, South Alabama on the road, Arkansas State at home. I think Tech can win 2 of 3.
You don't think Georgia Southern's a coin flip?
I think Helton's got a good squad this year.
Man, I think if Max, dude, Tapes, you look at his numbers, and I know he's been hurt. He's got 70 touchdowns to 13 picks in college football.
Yes.
I just think there's a chance this guy tears up the G6.
6-6 bowl eligibility, go to a bowl, win that one, finish the year 7-6 versus a MAC team.
No! Who do you want to play?
Sac State.
The Bobcats of Ohio.
Of course you want to play Ohio.
Or Miami.
Let's play Ball State. Why not? Did you see
Ball
State starting quarterback? 5'10", 250.
Like it. The Fighting David Letterman.
Wait,
for those who know.
Oh, you heard me?
5'10", 250.
Oh, yeah, you heard me right.
Playing quarterback.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That's incredible, isn't it?
Know where they're going on.
I mean, when I think of the proverbial fatback, I don't think quarterback.
His high school coach said, "Son, you're too short to play quarterback. You might should play tight end." He proved him wrong.
5'10", tight end. Yeah,
5'10". I like it, but it should be a good one. I got 6-6.
What do you think the vibe around town is?
Oh, absolutely optimistic.
Buzzing?
Yes,
optimistic.
Looking forward to it.
I think quiet optimism.
Quiet optimism, yes.
I won't go far as to say buzzing.
Not a buzz yet.
You beat either Baylor or Army, you'll get the buzz.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and take our final timeout. We come back. We'll wrap things up. Listen to Bleed Tech Blue Radio, Sports Talk, 97.7. For over 40 years, JPJ Investments has helped families plan for the future. Located in Shreveport, owned and operated by Louisiana Tech grad, Rob Harper, a certified financial planner and fellow Tech alum, handles it all. Investment planning, retirement planning, tax planning, and estate planning. One trusted advisor guiding you through every stage of your financial life. Call Rob today at 318-222-8999 or visit jpjinvestments.com. JPJ Investments, planning the future, the Louisiana Tech way.
Greg Tilley here in Bossier City. With the cost of site-built homes and the time it takes to build, more people are turning to manufactured homes, and the majority of buyers and the architects are turning to Greg Tilley's in Bossier City. For $52 a square foot, you can own a 5-bedroom, 3-bath double-wide with over 2,100 square feet, ready for immediate delivery. Compare that to site-built home at 2 to 3 times more money. Preview all of our homes at TillysHomes.com or drive to Bossier City, and Greg will make the deal like he's been doing for 47 years.
Whether you're needing to hide from your spouse or a wild animal, First West Thrift Store in West Monroe has Camo Day starting on August 27th. So save some money and get the camo you need for hunting season, or maybe you need to hide from that honey-do list. It's all at First West Thrift Store on 1 Stella Mill Road in West Monroe. Open Monday through Friday from 9 till 6 and Saturdays 9 till 4. First West Thrift Store, not what you'd expect, but exactly what you need. First West Thrift Store, West Monroe.
It's bow time. When mornings are hectic, your breakfast doesn't have to be. Head to Bojangles, where you can grab 2 sausage and egg biscuits for just $5. A sizzling sausage patty and a fluffy egg inside a golden made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. It's the perfect start to your busy day. And when they're 2 for $5, that means you get double the protein and double the flavor. All on our legendary made-from-scratch biscuits. Order in the app or head to Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Don't have time to keep up with Louisiana Tech sports the way you'd like to? No worries, just listen to Bleed Tech Blue Radio. Call or text the show at 888-993-7762.
Final segment of the show as we wrap up the first show. Season 19, BC, Nick Brown, John Tabor. Of course, have the podcast up following the show. You can also catch us every week. Nick Brown Show YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe.
I would certainly appreciate it. Just bringing that to you. Just glad you're tuning in on Sports Talk 97.7. But if you want to see and look behind the scenes, we have the show here.
So there is no Sunbelt games in Week 0. First Sunbelt game will be next Friday, September the 4th. Georgia State will host North Carolina A&T. Beyond that, so 14 teams in the Sunbelt. 13 games will be played on Saturday. Only 2 of those games have a spread currently under 10 points. James Madison favored against Liberty by 6.5. And Arkansas State is 8.5-point road dogs at Memphis. Everyone else is either a large favorite or a large underdog.
You know, the Fighting Butch Joneses, really enjoy visiting with him at Sunbelt Media Days. And that's one that had we stayed an extra night, he's like, you guys are great. You're asking great questions. I said, yeah, we were ready to ask him at SEC Media Days. We don't get to talk to you. And he said, man, I'll take you guys out to eat. Well, we were leaving. But I want to tell you, go back and look in a different perspective. And you see guys that come down. I think that what makes Arkansas State dangerous, okay, is the fact that you can relax and coach. You know, when you're in the SEC,
I think they got some funds, too.
I do. They have it. You see what they're doing there facility-wise. And you go through with, of course, USM head coach Blake Anderson was the head coach there and then left. Fortunately, his wife, Wendy, had passed away, and so he left and went to Utah State.
Well, and you look at Butch Jones' career at Arkansas State. He's entering year 6. He went 2-10, 3-9 his first 2 years, but he's made 3 straight bowl games since. 6-6, lost a bowl game, went 8-7-5, won a bowl game. Last year goes 6-6, wins a bowl game against Missouri State to finish 7-6. So there is some momentum in Jonesboro. I always think it's fascinating to look at these different programs and how they monitor success. Tech played Coastal Carolina a season ago in the I-Bowl. They fired their head coach, Tim Beck, after 3 straight 6-6 seasons. It's just interesting to look at how programs evaluate success.
I think you look at realism, and you have to think about this. You say, yeah, that'd be great, fire a guy at 6-6, but I think you have to look and say, what are our finances like?
Yep.
And really, and you know how I feel about this, the odds of you competing for a national championship, you don't have the funds that James Madison and Liberty do. And you say, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, you can only play one. Number one, you can build your roster. Number two, you only have to play one money game, and that could be a money game that's winnable.
James Madison's not playing one all year.
No, not at all. And guess what? They're still in the – it's going to be interesting to watch if James Madison runs the table with their schedule. I don't think it's going to be enough, but they had the preseason ranking. How well is that going to play into – boy, you missed the old BCS days. Will it be enough – or could you, I think one loss, it's over. But could you have an undefeated James Madison team?
Nick, they won't have a good win all year.
No.
I mean, they got Liberty, Wagner. I guess San Diego State's a pretty good non-conference game. That's a road game out in California. Old Dominion, Marshall, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, App State, Troy, Southern Miss, UConn, Coastal.
No,
they better hope San Diego State, Liberty, and UConn are like 9-10 win teams.
Yeah, because I think they're not going to be, and I think we're going to see.
That's why Sunbelt Billy went there.
Yeah.
He wants a cake schedule.
Hey, you get fired from Florida, I would love to just take my money, sit on Pensacola Beach, but he was back coaching.
I don't know. I think, next week we're going to talk some coaching salaries across the Sunbelt, and we'll be able to. I think your salary as a head coach gives you a pretty good idea as far as how your program is invested into the sport.
I think your salary lets you know, and I don't mean this mean and disparaging by any coach that has a low salary, but I think you look at the lower the salary, perhaps the lower the expectations. Like you look at Coastal with a 6-6, 6-6, you're looking at bowl game,
and they're like, that's not enough.
Not enough. And you look at, and I think it's interesting with Coastal Carolina, how much was that predicated by? You look at Shane Beamer, the pressure on Big Brother, from that, because they're not winning anything in Columbia either. And you look at
I will say this: I think the Sun Belt Conference is obviously, along with the MAC, a regional league. And the MAC is probably more regionalized than Sun Belt,
they
but
were
they
until
added Sac State.
I think if you look, and you people that listen to this show know that, SEC school, not about that, but I think you look at the Sun Belt now, it is what the SEC was
Before
when I was
Texas
growing
and
up.
Oklahoma.
I'm going back to even South Carolina joining the league, Texas A&M. You go through where the league is, and I'm not saying it didn't move up for better, but I'm just saying this league is something that you evaluate, and there's beauty in the fact Arkansas State, ULM.
Well, and I also think from Tech's perspective, particularly the West Division, I don't know, and we always talk about investment into the program. I don't know outside of a program other than Troy that you could find a West Division team that's going to be just massively above you. Now, if you were in the East, Old Dominion, James Madison, Coastal, App State, those programs are going to do whatever it takes to win.
Well, and you look at this, and I'll tell you, just from the Southern perspective, I don't think Old Dominion moves the needle.
No, I don't think they do in Norfolk.
And I don't think they move it here for the fan base in Ruston. I don't think.
I don't either.
And I'll be honest with you, other than James Madison, national
I think
prestige, App does. Old Dominion and Marshall don't. Now, I don't know where the Tech disdain comes from Marshall, but I got a lot of arguments when the discussion of adding Louisiana Tech, and they went through, they were like, no.
Yeah, I don't get that.
And you're a program that was kicked out of the MAC years ago, and you basically bounced around Conference USA and now found a home in the Sun
and
Belt.
outside of football, like, what are you relevant in? You don't have a great basketball program. Your baseball program was playing at the YMCA up until 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be fascinating, 5-10 years down the line to see what the Sun Belt ultimately looks like. Wouldn't surprise me to see those East Division teams couple up with a Liberty, some more of those types, an FIU, an FAU if the AAC gets rated at some point.
I wouldn't want to add those. I would like to add West Florida if they move up.
I know. You're West Florida Argonaut.
You know who the head coach of Coastal Carolina is.
Yeah, Bobby Petrino's son-in-law.
Yeah, Bobby Petrino's son-in-law.
Yeah, what's his name?
Ryan Beard.
Yeah, Ryan Beard's team couldn't
How
stop
long
the
until
run.
Bobby weasels his way onto that staff?
Well, he's the OC for Bill Belichick, so he's probably got about 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, say again, how long?
But he got a free trip to Ireland out of it. UNC traveling to Ireland. Take on former Tech head coach Sonny Dykes Saturday, week 0, 11 a.m. That'll do it for us tonight on Bleed Tech Blue Radio. Great show, Brownie. Looking forward to next Wednesday night. We're previewing football. Dogs, Northwestern State, September the 5th. For John Tabor, for Nick Brown, I'm BC. Appreciate you listening. We'll see.